At the end of the performance, we'll get together for a group photo. So then you can come right to the front and take us. Okay, please welcome the gods, goddesses, heroes, and monsters. Big round of applause for them. First up, we have Kronos, Duncan, Winner, Daisuke, Putter. These are the original kings of the universe, masters of the Titans, the lords of time. Boys, come right up to the air. Come into the light, my friends. Kronos. Yes, the Clock King. Don't call him Father of the Year. Kronos tried to prevent his children from overthrowing him by swallowing them whole. Gross. Big round of applause for Kronos. Next up, we have TJ, Pun Pun 2, Pup, and Nathan. They are Zeus, the king of the gods, the lightning dude, the supreme master of Olympus. Zeus, overthrower of Kronos, and he freed his brothers. That was the start of the Titanomachy, the war for control of the universe. Zeus won the war and became Lord of the Skies. He took lightning as his weapon. Our scholars think that if Zeus were still with us, he'd be an electrical engineer. Big hand for Zeus! All right, here comes Zeus's helper, Vili. Vili is the winged Pegasus. Big hand for Vili. The Uberfire. Pegasus was born from the spilled blood of Medusa. Isn't that gross, Vili? Yeah. And his job was to help Zeus carry his lightning bolts. Give a big hand for Pegasus. If he was around today, he'd be in charge of a taxi company. Next we have Boon Boon, Titi, Toddy, and Nisha. And they are the goddess Hera. Wife to mighty Zeus, the queen of heaven, goddess of childbirth and marriage. Big hand for them, please. Goddess of marriage is kind of ironic since Hera spent most of her time chasing Zeus around and trying to catch him with other ladies. We think that if Hera was around today, she'd be a great private investigator. Off the stage, girls. Nice job. Big hand for Hera. Now we have Poseidon. Please welcome Finn, Ivy, King, Mina. These are the brothers of Zeus, the ruler of the unknown waters, the earth shaker, Poseidon. God of the seas, earthquakes, and horses. Poseidon was known for his hot temper. You guys give me a frowny face? Okay. If he were around today, he'd probably be the lord of the sewers, plumbers, and pipes. Come on, flex it down, guys. Big hand for Poseidon, guys. Make a lot of noise. And next, we have Gus, He, Ern, and Prom as Hades. Third brother of the big three gods, Hades, Mr. Midnight, the Tombstone Terror, Lord of the Dead. If he were around today, he'd probably be a mortician or a magician. Hades didn't live with the other gods on Olympus. He preferred to stay in the underworld with his three-headed dog, Cerberus. Nice job, guys. Flex it out. Flex. Okay, big hand for Hades. Next we have Persephone, Lin-Lin, Nene, and Grace. This is the dark spring queen. Persephone was forced to stay in the underworld with Hades for 6 months each year because she ate a magical pomegranate seed. The Greeks believed that this caused winter, and today in Greece, people smash pomegranates on their front doors in hopes that it'll bring Persephone back. They do that every New Year's Eve. The girls think that if Persephone were around today, she'd be an online flower market or wanted by Interpol. Big hand for Persephone. Okay, come on. Next we have Persephone's mother, Demeter. Please welcome Risa, Aina, and Meiji. There they are, Demeter. Demeter was the Earth Girl, and she was so so saddened by the loss of her daughter to Hades that each year she refuses to let the crops grow. And that's why we have winter. If Demeter were around today, our students think she'd be a meteorologist or maybe a nutritionist. Big hand for Demeter! Yay! And now we have Ares, TJ, Sen, Baal, and Rainbow, the Lord of War. Well, the violent and savage part of war. His sister Athena dealt with the strategy and tactics. Our students think that if Ares were around today, he'd no doubt be a general in a large army. Big hand for bloodthirsty Ares. Now we have Ares' main squeeze, Aphrodite, the goddess of love. Come on out, Pear, Eye, and Lilac. Girls nicknamed this goddess Smoochie. She was born from the foam of the ocean, and she was married to Hephaestus, the deformed god. Hers is one of the first Beauty and the Beast stories we know of. What would she do if she were alive today? Our students think she might be a fashion designer or a supermodel. Give a pose, girls. Yes, very nice. Thanks, Aphrodite. Okay, coming onto the stage now, we have Crit, Tang Tang, and Tara. Please welcome Hephaestus, the forge god, the smith god, god of metalworking and volcanoes. He worked in his forge making beautiful jewelry and gadgets for the gods. There's even a story of him making mechanical men to help him out. He was the inventor of the first robots. Our students think that Hephaestus might find work in computer engineering today, automobile design, or maybe even barbecuing. All right, big hand for Hephaestus. Here comes Nini, Tonam, and Bee. They are Hermes, the messenger god. Known as Mercury in Rome. Hermes, they call him Mr. Flash and Dash. He was known for his speed. He wasn't just the messenger of the gods, he was also the god of thieves and travelers. When he was only a few days old, Hermes was clever enough to get out of his crib and steal the sacred cows of Apollo. And he was clever enough to cover up his crime. Apollo was so impressed that he forgave Hermes. Our students think that Hermes today would be the god of email. And they think that he might be a race car driver or the father of Steve Jobs. Big hand for Hermes. Nice job, guys! All right, now, stop the stage. That's not very good. Nope, you're going the wrong way, Hermes. Next up is Apollo. Please welcome Bean, Boss, Frank, and Tim. Apollo is known as Sunny to our students. Apollo is the god of light, music, poetry, truth. What is going on? Apparently the god of dancing, science, healing, and prophecy. Apollo was a busy guy. In his free time, he was responsible for driving his golden chariot across the sky as the sun. If Apollo were still with us today, he'd be doing the backpack dance. And he might be the god of electricity, Wi-Fi, and cell phones. Nice job, Apollo. And next, we have Apollo's twin sister, Artemis. Please welcome Kelly, Ern, Prim, and Benz. Artemis was the daughter of Zeus and Leto. She never married, although there were many foolish men who chased her around. Artemis was the goddess of the hunt and the moon, and our students think that if Artemis, or Archie as they call her, would have a special relationship with animals, maybe a vet. All right, wave to the crowd there, Artemis. Crowd, give them their applause. There they go. Goddess of the moon, off the speakers. What do we have here? We have Dionysus, Fla, and Cream. Dionysus was the god of wine and parties, and the theater. Unlike many of the gods who really didn't like humans too much, Dionysus loved people and spent much of his time among them. Maybe next time you have a party, you should say thank you to these two, Dionysus. Nice job, guys. Woo! And next we have the great goddess Athena. Please welcome El, Bel, Conquan, and Alpon. Known as the Gray-Eyed One, Athena was the goddess of wisdom and warcraft. She might have the best birth story of all the gods. The story goes, Zeus had a really bad headache one day. So bad, he asked Hephaestus to split his head open with an axe just to relieve the pressure. And and out popped Athena, already an adult and wearing her battle armor. If Athena were around today, our scholars think her wisdom would make her the ultimate political advisor or fortune teller. Nice job, Athena. Speaking of Athena, we have Arachne coming onto the stage now. So please say hi to Saya. The beautiful, boastful Arachne was cursed by Athena for insulting the gods when she wove a tapestry depicting all of the gods' mistakes. Arachne was transformed into the first spider, cursed to weave forever. Today, the scientific name for spiders, ticks, and scorpions is arachnid. Give a big hand to Arachne, the original Spider-Woman. This coming up is Nike. Please say hi to Pylin. Nike, the goddess of victory. She was often portrayed as standing in the palm of the right hand of Athena. We've nicknamed her Champ, and we think that if Nike were around today, she'd be a head coach of a professional sports team. Nice job, Pylin. Big hand for Pylin. Here comes Prometheus. Say hello to Harsh and Donovan. When Prometheus' dumb brother Epimetheus gave all the good gifts away to the animals, Prometheus decided to give humans a gift that couldn't be beat. He went and he stole fire from the gods. The world hasn't been the same since. Our scholars think that if Prometheus were here, his super smarts would make him the god of chess or Wikipedia. Big hand for Prometheus, the fire bringer. Say hello to Gam. This is Pandora, sister-in-law to Prometheus, or Dora the Explorer, as Gam calls her. As punishment for accepting the gift of fire, Zeus sent Pandora, the first woman, down to Earth. The gods gave her beauty, intelligence, and persuasion, but Zeus gave her curiosity and a beautiful box that he told her never to open. What a trap. Now all the evils of the world are here with us because poor Pandora opened that box. Go ahead and blame her when things go wrong from now on. Big hand for Pandora. Thanks, guys. Here comes some scary guys. This is Poom and Pimai the Minotaur. Oh, they're ugly. Son of a Cretan bull and the queen of Crete, the monstrous Minotaur was imprisoned in the labyrinth underneath the castle of King Minos. Each year, a dozen youths were sacrificed to the Minotaur until Theseus killed them. That's what you get for being a bully. Big hand for the Minotaur! You can't see, it's that way. Next up, we have Bao, Vasu, and Mervin. This is Jason. Jason, come on out, Jason. Here they are. The mighty Fleece Hunter was the most famous of the mortal heroes. He assembled a team of 50 of Greece's famous heroes called the Argonauts. As captain of the Argo, Jason went on a quest for a magical item, faced many dangers. On his team, Heracles, Atalanta, and Orpheus. Think of them as the first Avengers. If Jason were alive today, he'd be a famous treasure hunter, maybe like Indiana Jones. Nice job, Jason. Big hand for Jason! And now we have Fa coming out as the hideous Steno. Steno, Medusa's immortal sister and one of the three Gorgons. Steno was turned into her monstrous form by Athena because she stuck up for her sister, who was being punished. Athena cursed her too by changing her into a horrible monster with massive strength and bronze hands. It was said that she devoured more men than the other two sisters combined. No wonder Fa calls her Phonos, which in ancient Greek means murderer. Steno! Next, the vile Medusa, Pun, Kaitoi, Minna, and Berwa. Oh, hideous. Medusa was cursed by Athena simply for being the victim of a crime. She was once one of the most beautiful women in the world. but she was turned into a hideous monster with snakes for hair. One look into her eyes and you would be turned to stone. Our scholars think that if Medusa were alive today, she'd run a snake farm, or maybe some Gucci handbags. Gucci. All right, big hand for Medusa. Here comes the great hero Perseus, J.J. Markin Island. Yes, Perseus, Slayer, the monster slayer. Not only did Perseus kill the vile Medusa, but he rescued the fair Andromeda from the sea monster known as Zeus. A son of Zeus? Get this, he was the half-brother and great-grandfather of Heracles. Try figuring that one out. Our scholars think that Perseus was so cool he should be known as P. Diddy. Nice job, Perseus. Big hand for Perseus! We got another monster coming out on stage now. We have a Cyclops, Polyphemus. Please welcome Morn and Jet. Awful Polyphemus. He was the son of Poseidon, great enemy of Odysseus. When Odysseus blinded him and escaped from his cave, Polyphemus prayed to his father for vengeance. Poseidon heard this prayer and cursed Odysseus to wander the seas for many, many years. Today, we still call a long voyage an Odyssey. There they are, terrible, awful Polyphemus. Big hand for them, please. Next, we have the mighty, ripped Heracles. He was known as Hercules in Rome. This is Sockwek. Flex it out there, Sockwek. They're almost mine. Yeah. He was probably one of the more famous heroes in ancient Greece. He was responsible for completing the 12 missions, including slaying the Nemean lion, the Hydra, and Zeus's eagle, who was torturing Prometheus. Heracles was the strongest man ever to live, and he was one of Jason's Argonauts. Think of him as the ancient Hulk of that first Avengers team. If he were still around today, he'd be the god of wrestlers. Heracles! And last but not least, please welcome Emmy and I, who are Echo. Beautiful Echo the mountain nymph. Poor Echo was sent to distract Hera, who was looking for her husband Zeus. And of course, Zeus was visiting the ladies at the time. Hera had heard that Zeus was down there visiting with the nymphs, and she wasn't happy. So Echo decided to try to distract her by chatting her up. Infuriated, Hera cursed Echo to be the only able to repeat the last word she heard. And you can still hear her sad voice today in her mountain home. Poor Echo, I'm so sorry. Big hand for Echo. Huge hand for all our Greek gods. That's all of them. We're going to get them up on stage so you can take a picture of them. Greek gods, turn around, come back safely on the stage with your items of power.
Fantastic job. 6th grade is done on this unit for Greek gods and goddesses. So big round of applause for yourselves for all the hard work you guys put into this unit. Last year, this was something done on a much smaller scale. So we just had a little courtyard activity. So a lot of work went into it from the 6th grade team led by Miss Lindsay and Mr. Kevin. So this is just the kickoff of the day of all the different things that are going to be happening all day. And I want to give a big round of applause to the parents for the support in this unit as well. With the help in the costumes, and if your household was at all like mine, hearing endless stories about different gods and goddesses and who was stronger and why and whatever else. So when kids carry what they learn home in their conversation, that's when we know they're really engaged and that they're really getting some really quality information. So it's been a great unit. I've really enjoyed it from a mom standpoint as well, in addition as a principal. So I'm really excited to see the enthusiasm with all the costumes and everything, and can't wait to eat your yummy Greek food. The hummus today, you guys have movies, you guys have some science and math and different things incorporated throughout the day. And parents, if you have not, if you're gonna hang out at all today, Mr. Kevin's gonna talk a little bit about the Erasma, the presentations that they recorded in the classrooms. We do have some iPads with that app already loaded on for you to kind of walk around and to check out the presentations, or it's a quick download as well. But Mr. Kevin will give you a little bit more details because some of the kids are gonna go do that now before milk break.
Thank you, Ms. Gretchen. So yeah, among all the studies that the kids did, they also made a beautiful poster of themselves as a Greek statue. And they're fine to look at just as they are, but if you really want to see something amazing, then use the iPads that Ms. Gretchen was talking about, or download the app on your own. Hold your device up to these posters and they will actually come alive and tell you all about their Greek god. The kids are pretty proud of what they did. There are instructions for how to get that app on your phone in the middle school courtyard, so look around for your god or just a god or goddess that you might be interested in, and really just have a good time. And if you're wandering around today and you want to pop into one of our classrooms and see what we're doing, you are absolutely welcome. So, you guys, what we're going to be doing is what the parents are going to be doing. So maybe you could help them download that app and show them your hard work as we go back to the courtyard and do part of our scavenger hunt. That sounds okay? Before we do though, I want to just get quiet for a little while and organize some things. So don't go flying off the stage yet. Okay, very good. So parents, you guys can make your way over to the courtyard, and I'm going to get the troops together and we'll be over there very soon. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it.